Every great investment ever made looks like a stroke of genius in hindsight, but in the moment, it always feels uncertain, like there's just too much risk. Nobody knows how the world will look like in 5 to 10 years from today, but if uncertainty holds you back, you'll never start anything worthwhile.
I just wanna be free. Yeah. Look. Albany Marina, they done served us 100 subpoenas. I done got my shit inside arenas like Gilbert Arenas. I remember lobster ravioli.
The right moment is a myth. I know that because I've spent time in rooms with some of the wealthiest people in real estate, and not one of them got here by waiting. Every single one of them moved when it felt too early. There is a saying we hear repeated over and over again, that time in the market beats timing the market. And here's the thing about timing. Every great investment ever made looks like a stroke of genius in hindsight. Real estate after the 2008 crash, Bitcoin in the early 2010s, Nvidia before the AI boom. But in the moment, it always feels uncertain, like there's just too much risk. Nobody knows how the world will look like in 5 to 10 years from today. But if uncertainty holds you back, you'll never start anything worthwhile. The people who started businesses in the worst markets look back years later and realize they got in at the bottom. They took a leap of faith, and the market rewarded them for it precisely because everyone else was too afraid to do the same thing. Waiting for the right moment does not protect you. It just guarantees you missed a window that everyone else will recognize in hindsight. In 2013, a buyer made an offer on a £9 million apartment. He wanted to pay in Bitcoin. The seller said no, and while that might sound insane today, that was arguably a very sane decision at the time. Structurally, he cannot say yes even if he wanted to. But nevertheless, that Bitcoin is worth close to £2 billion today. Now here is a lesson most people take from that story. They say imagine if he had just said yes, but that is the wrong lesson. The right lesson to take away from this is that the opportunity was real. Everyone in that room knew something was happening, but most of them could not act on it because of the structure they had built around themselves. The people who could act, the ones with the freedom to say yes when it felt uncertain, those are the people who won. Finding the ability to move when others can't is one of the most valuable things you can build. Now let me tell you something about how real estate opportunities actually find you. They do not come from research. They do not come from following the news. They almost always come from positioning. The people who made the most significant investments in the last 20 years were not sitting at home running analysis. They were in conversations with the right people at the right time. Hearing about a small nonprofit called OpenAI before anyone outside a specific circle knew what it was. Hearing about a sports league before it became a billion-dollar asset class, or hearing about a self-driving car technology when it still sounded like science fiction. None of those opportunities were advertised. They existed in proximity, and the people who acted on them were not necessarily the smartest people in the room. They were the ones who had spent time building access to the right rooms in the first place. And this is why I talk about niche so much, because going deep into a specific market does not make you better at that market. It puts you in proximity to the people who move that market. And proximity to the right people is where the opportunities that change your life actually come from. So if timing is a myth, what actually matters? Strategy. Because with the right strategy, you hit good markets and you come out ahead. You hit bad markets and you survive long enough to come out the other side. The people who lose, the ones who get wiped out and never recover, they're the ones who moved without understanding, who chase timing without having strategy underneath it. Timing without strategy is gambling. Strategy without perfect timing is business, and business done consistently over time always wins. You will hit bad markets, that is guaranteed. The question is not whether you can avoid them. The question is whether your strategy is strong enough to survive them and keep moving. I want to be direct about something. Every day you spend waiting for better timing has a cost. Not a theoretical cost, a real measurable one. The market you could have entered 12 months ago looks different today. The relationship you could have built last year belongs to someone else now. The opportunity that felt too early 2 years ago is now obvious, which means the advantage is gone. Waiting does not feel like a decision. That is what makes it so dangerous. It feels like patience. It feels like being sensible in an insane world. But in most cases, it is just fear wearing the mask of wisdom. The people who move, who act before it feels completely safe, they are not reckless. They are honest about the fact that uncertainty never goes away, and that waiting for it to disappear is not a strategy. It is an excuse. Here is a question I want you to sit with. Not is the timing right, but do I have the right strategy? Do I understand the specific part of the market I'm entering well enough to move through bad conditions as well as good ones? Do I have proximity to the right people? The ones who show me the opportunities that never get advertised? And do I have the freedom to act when those opportunities arrive? Or have I built a life so dependent on stability that I cannot move even when I can see exactly what's in front of me? I've never met a single person who built something real by waiting until the moment felt right. The market will always have uncertainty in it. There will always be good reason to wait. And the people who wait for all of it to settle are still waiting, while the people who move the right strategy and the right understanding are the ones in the rooms now, showing the next generation the opportunities nobody else can see yet. Stop waiting for the right moment. Build the right strategy. Get in the right rooms and move. And the sun's not going to wait for you. With that being said, the sun's going down. I probably have to end the video. Thanks for watching, guys.